Oh my goodness, we are live at the Big Festoon. This isn't just any normal conference, this is a show. If you truly want to be a business that is out there, that is going up, is growing, is a bit weird, wacky, and actually embraces all of that about yourself, the Big Festoon is something for you. We're going to give you a glimpse inside, and don't worry, we're going to tell you how you can be at the next one. Closed mouths don't get fed, and there is not a closed mouth in this room, I can guarantee it. It's a wrap. Hello and welcome back to the Big Festoon October Spectacular 2025. I'm joined by the gorgeous G. Hello.
Hello there.
Welcome. We spoke in March, right?
We didn't.
We didn't?
We tried to, and
I feel like we spoke, but we didn't speak like this. So tell everyone who you are and what you do.
I'm G Sabini-Roberts, and I'm one of the founders of Rainbow Wise, which is LGBTQ plus education for schools and adults who work with children and young people.
You spoke on stage in March.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. I remember. So tell us what has happened then since speaking on stage.
Well, it's been a somewhat challenging year. We started out, the whole project happened accidentally, as these things do, right?
All businesses start out accidentally.
Yeah, and it was simply a conversation with my sister who works in a school, and their school needed LGBTQ plus education as part of an award that they were doing, the Rainbow Flag Award. And because we were already offering that training to corporates, it seemed easy enough. Yeah, we'll do that for your school. Yeah. Except that's, I think, where the autistic hyper-focus came in, because we realised actually we couldn't deliver the level that they needed in a school environment that was actually going to meet the needs within a school that was actually going to meet those needs using any of the ways that we'd done it previously. So hosting a workshop would hit whoever was available on that day for that 1 hour. But 6 months down the line, when they witness something in the corridor, have they remembered the language that they should be using or how to deal with that situation? Yeah. As we started to have more conversations with teachers, we became more aware of the issues that a lot of them are facing. So certainly what's going on politically, the Supreme Court ruling back in April, for example, that's happened since the last Festoon.
Gosh, yeah.
There's been a lot going on in the world that has meant that professionals working with children and young people have those questions. They don't actually know what they can and can't do now. There has been confusion across the board, and there is a lot of fear. Most people working with children and young people, they're there because they want to support children and young people. This is the motivation, but it's really challenging when they don't have access to the information they need to be able to confidently deal with these issues when they arise.
And a lot of children will go to teachers and things because they are put on that pedestal of they know best. So I remember my kids at 5 and 6, I'd tell them not to do something or tell them to do something, and then I'd be like, you're not listening to me, and then their teacher would tell them exactly the same thing. But they're a teacher, mummy, they know, you don't know, you're just mummy. So actually, if they don't have the correct knowledge and the right knowledge, these teachers are left going, I don't want to teach you wrong. I don't want to.
It's not so much about the teaching of the children. It's more that certainly with the young people that we're engaging with, a lot of the young people within their own friendship groups, they're okay, actually. They're out to their friends. They are all being open about their gender or their sexuality or both. There is a much more accepting sense in a lot of the younger populations that we're engaging with now. It's often then the adults who are working with them who aren't up to speed on that.
Oh, so they don't know. It's educating up. Almost.
Absolutely. So the work we're doing, we're not working with children. We're working with the teachers and the staff and the professionals working with young people, because that's where the gaps are.
Wow.
So that's what we're doing. And the role this year, the work this year, has been developing it now as a resource that is accessible to everyone who works in a school or the charity or the organisation. So we've created this e-learning resource now. And that's what Rainbow Wise is. It means that a school can engage with it, and it goes to every single staff member, even if that staff member only ever works in the office and doesn't come to the inset days. We can reach all of them. They've all got access to the information. It's fully CPD accredited now, and we can fill that gap.
How incredible. And this is the thing, isn't it? Because I think we as well, I say we, I think it's because I'm in this world, we're so much more accepting.
Yeah.
And so because I live in this bubble all the time, but actually the big wide world isn't quite like that yet.
Yeah.
But we're sending our children to school saying, be you, be audacious, go out there. If you want to wear a dress, wear a dress. If you're gay, you're gay. Like, we don't care. Be you and take up space as you. But like you say, having to educate up and then thinking that I'm sending them to a school who don't know how to let them be them.
I also think we maybe have a slightly skewed view. We're in a space here that is quite radically inclusive when it comes to business spaces. This is an exceptional space for this. So the conversations we're having and the conversations we'll have with people here are different to the conversation that might randomly happen on the street.
Yeah.
We know that there are lots of students who actually don't have that level of acceptance at home. I'm working with young people now who are not out to their parents, and they have no intention of coming out to their parents yet because they don't feel ready to deal with what they anticipate being something that's going to be quite challenging. So it's more than just let's get the teachers teaching it right. We know statistically that LGBTQ young people are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than their peers. But we also know that if a young person has one single supportive adult, they are 4 times less likely to attempt suicide.
Wow.
So that's the mission of what we're doing now. That's the mission of Rainbow Wise, is to make sure that every adult has the skills and the knowledge and the language to be that one supportive adult for that young person.
So there's 2 things there then. There's how can people get Rainbow Wise and bring it into their education system? Is it a link? Is it a website? Is it that sort of things? We can connect all of them in below.
You can sign up right now, rainbowwise.co.uk. There you can join up, you can talk to us about it, you can book a call, we can talk to you as a school. If you're an independent practitioner, you can just sign up straight away. It's an e-learning course, so it's about an hour's worth of actual training and then a year's license of access to resources and references and backup information, and we constantly update it. So we've already had to update it 3 times in the last 6 months because we've had first one, then a second gender identity clinic for under 18s open in the UK, so we've had to update both times that's happened. Yeah. We've also had to change things when the Supreme Court ruling happened, and then the EHAC guidance came out following that. We've had to update our training to include that, and we will constantly do that. So when you become part of Rainbow Wise, you become part of that. You have access to all of that information, and it's constantly updated, and you constantly have access to whatever the current either legal legislation is, what the current professional guidance is. That's what we're delivering.
It's all on there. So we'll also grab those links and put them straight down below on the show notes for this as
Amazing.
well, so that people they don't have to type, just click it. Go get that knowledge. Go do that. Go be that person that starts changing the world out there. What about supporting Rainbow Wise though? How can we push it, get it bigger? Let's go.
We need now to connect with people who are working in schools. So teachers, particularly if you've got access to head teachers or parent governors, teachers and governors would be brilliant people for us to be connected with, because we would like to have a conversation with them about, is this something for them, and we'd like to introduce them to it. So that's the starting point. We are reaching out also to local authorities. We would like to try and get this in as high up the food chain as we can. In an ideal world, it will just be something eventually that is standard, that is in the same way that safeguarding training is a requirement for everybody, and increasingly training in things like neurodiversity is now essential for everybody. It's another one of those. So that's the goal. So for now, if you have contacts in schools, if you have contacts with other organisations who work with children and young people, whether that be youth organisations or foster care associations, these are the people that we would really like to connect with, to talk to about, are we able to meet their needs, and we'd love to bring them on board.
Amazing. And again, we'll grab those details if they're the same or different, or however we can support that. We're going to get it out there for you.
Brilliant.
This needs to be out in the big wide world. This needs to be the world that we create for our children nowadays.
100%.
And it's the adults that can show that way.
Absolutely.
Gee, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
along. You know what I haven't asked? What you get out of the Big Festoon? What does coming to this mean for you?
Oh, well, firstly, it's wonderful as a business event. There are so many diverse organisations here and business here, people here, so just the conversations are fantastic. But in addition to that, the connections you make. As a networking event and as a learning event, the speakers are incredible. But I think the thing for me is it's soul food. Like we touched on at the start, this isn't just a typical business event. This is something really very special. And as a queer, trans, neurodivergent human, there are not many spaces where I feel genuinely included, and I 100% do here, and that's just incredibly special. I will always be an avid supporter and attendee of the Big Festoon and all of the things that Danny does for that reason.
That's amazing. Well, in that case, if you're an avid supporter and you're not going to leave, we'll see you at the AO Arena.
Oh, you will indeed.
Danny, sorry, I'm bringing the studio. No, I'm not sorry. I'm bringing the studio because I want an update on Rainbow Wise as well. We're going to see where you've got in just the next 6 months. It will be amazing.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, sounds
fantastic.
Great.
G, thank you again for joining me. Go out there, go do that, make the changes that are out there. This is what the Festoon's about. This is what G is doing. This is what Rainbow Wise are doing. Go and make those changes.
Thank you.
Thank you.